Ever wondered how web pages get displayed on your screen? It's all about rendering. Think of rendering as the backstage process that takes the raw code and transforms it into a full-fledged, user-friendly web page. It's like a magical transformation. But there are two main ways this magic happens: server-side rendering and client-side rendering. Each has its own charm, and they're like two sides of the same coin. Now that we have a basic understanding of rendering, let's dive into the world of server components and client components. Picture a kitchen. In the context of Next.js, the server is like a chef preparing a full meal before serving it to the user. The server components run on the server, doing all the hard work. They fetch data, access databases, and send a fully prepared HTML to the browser. It's like the chef preparing and cooking the meal, then serving it ready to eat. So, server components handle the heavy lifting. But what about client components? If the server is the chef, the browser is the dinner table where the user interacts with the meal. Now let's talk about client components. These are like the cutlery and plates at the dinner table. They run in the browser and handle interactivity, such as clicks and state changes. They are responsible for assembling the parts of the application on the browser, piecing together the meal prepared by our chef, the server. So while server components prepare the meal, client components allow you to interact with it. But how does this interaction happen? It's all about hydration. You can think of hydration as the process of making static HTML interactive. Imagine a web page as a car. The HTML structure is the car's body, while JavaScript acts like the fuel. When the server sends a web page, it's like you're receiving a car without fuel. Hydration happens when JavaScript loads in the browser, acting as the fuel to power up the car. It makes buttons clickable, forms fillable, essentially giving life to the static HTML. Hydration is like adding fuel to a car. It powers up the interactivity of a web page. Now let's see all of this in action with a real-world example. Imagine a product page with static data and an interactive cart button. The server component is like a backstage magician, fetching the product data and preparing the static page. Meanwhile, the client component is ready in the browser, waiting to spring into action. It handles the interactivity of the cart button. When you click Add to Cart, it responds instantly. This is made possible by hydration, which breathes life into the static HTML, making our cart button interactive. So that's how server and client components, along with hydration, work together to create a seamless user experience. Let's recap the key points. Server components fetch data and prepare HTML, while client components handle interactivity within the browser. Remember, hydration is where static HTML springs to interactive life. Understanding these concepts is crucial for anyone working with Next.js. Keep exploring and happy coding.